Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the final day of the Premier League season this year. Today's video is going to be a bit different because I'm not just reacting to the Man United game. I'm reacting to pretty much every game going on today. I won't be watching every single game because they're all on at the same time, so that's impossible to do, but I will be checking the scoreline. So much is happening today. Man City are probably going to be crowned champions for the fourth time in a row. We already know who's getting relegated. Unfortunately, all three teams that got promoted from the Championship last year have gone straight back down, but there's still a lot to play for amongst the other teams in the Premier League, so today is still a massive day. To start us off today, I'm going to predict the result of every single game. I get 1 point for getting whether it's a win, loss or draw correct, and 2 points for getting the actual score right. The aim is to get 10 points or more. To kick us off, it's Arsenal versus Everton at the Emirates Stadium. I don't think Arsenal are going to have any problems here, but it won't be enough to win the league. I think Arsenal get the job done 2-0. Then there's Man City versus West Ham. Obviously, Man City are not going to drop points at home to West Ham. This is going to be 4 in a row. Boring. Man City win the Premier League again. Man City are going to win this 4-1. No problems at all. Foden brace. Burnley versus Nottingham Forest. This is just a match of pride, really. Nottingham Forest are definitely staying up because despite Luton being able to catch up to them on points, if Nottingham Forest lose and Luton win, the goal difference gap is just too much for Luton to catch up on now. But since Nottingham Forest don't have anything to play for, and neither do Burnley because they've already been confirmed to get relegated, the match is just about pride at this point, and I think Company's men are actually going to give Forest a good game. Burnley 2, Forest 2. Chelsea versus Bournemouth at Stamford Bridge. Bournemouth historically has not been a very hard fixture for Chelsea, and it's at Stamford Bridge, bearing in mind Chelsea only need 1 point from this game to secure 6th place, and their form has been getting better and better recently. I only see this going one way. Chelsea 3, Bournemouth 1. Next up, it's Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa, and I think this is actually a very interesting game. On the one hand, you've got Crystal Palace, who have been playing remarkably since Oliver Glasner joined the club. A 4-0 win against United, the less said about that the better. A win away at Liverpool, a 5-2 win against West Ham, 2-0 against Newcastle, and since Glasner's been at the club, they've gone from 14th to potentially finishing 10th today. For Aston Villa, this is a bit of a nothing game. They've secured Champions League football no matter what, but if a couple of teams lose today and Crystal Palace win, they could actually finish in 10th, which would be their best finish in quite some time, so they'll be aiming for that. I could really see this going either way, but I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I just think Crystal Palace are going to play really well today. Villa are going to play well, but not well enough to break 70 points at the end of this season. But even if they don't, they've still done very well, and they've made so much progress under Unai Emery. Next up, it's Liverpool versus Wolves at Anfield. Liverpool are finishing 3rd no matter what. They mathematically can't finish 2nd or 4th. But obviously, they're still going to want to get the job done. It's Klopp's last game at Anfield as well. So I think they're going to win 4-2. Next up, Brighton play Manchester United at the Amex. I really struggle to see United winning this game. As much as I would love to end the season with a win, I think we're going to get a draw. If we do get a draw, we'll get 1 point, meaning we equal our points record for the worst ever total. In the 21-22 season under Ralph Rangnick, we got 58 points, and we're currently on 57. So if we lose, this is our new worst season of all time in terms of points, and if we get a draw, we equal our current record for our worst season of all time. Yes, the injury crisis has been bad, but there's no excuses to be getting to lows like that, so I really hope we do get the win, and if we do get a win, then that's 2 wins in a row and good momentum going into the FA Cup final, because boy do we need it. As much as I want to be optimistic, I would prefer to be realistic, knowing that United haven't beaten Brighton the last 5 times we played them. I'm going to say 1-1 draw, but let's hope we can get there. Tottenham versus Sheffield United. Surely Tottenham win here. I'm going to say 3-1, Heung-min Son brace. Luton versus Fulham. I actually think Luton win 2-1. And finally, Brentford versus Newcastle. I'm kind of hoping Brentford get a result out of this game so United have a better chance of finishing 7th instead of 8th, which is still not acceptable, but it's better than 8th. If Brentford win and United also win, we'll finish higher than Newcastle in the table. If it's a draw and United win, then we'll finish higher than Newcastle in the table. So yeah, it all depends on Brentford getting a result, and I think they can. Brentford are a very hit or miss team, but they can turn up when they want to. And the last day of the season at home, giving your fans a good game, that's the perfect time to do so. I'm just hoping for the best here. I'm going to say 2-2. So with all my predictions out of the way, we'll be back at 4 o'clock when every game kicks off at the same time, and we'll let the goals commence. Alright, it's 4 o'clock, the final day of the Premier League is kicking off. Let's hope for a good final day, and let's hope United can get a win. Oh my god, okay, we've got a goal already. I just put the camera down from filming the last segment of the video, but Forest have scored within 2 minutes against Burnley. Chris Wood has made it 1-0, kicking the last day of the Premier League off with a bang. In the meantime, Foden scoring for Man City to make it 1-0 at home. And everybody knew that Man City were going to win this game. No surprises there. Boring Man City winning 4 in a row. Okay, 9 minutes in, Crystal Palace have scored. It's Mateta to make it 1-0 against Aston Villa, and those fans at Selhurst Park will be rocking right now. Kulusevski has scored for Tottenham to make it 1-0 against Sheffield United. Look, we haven't seen a lot from Sheffield United this season, but what we have seen is that they are possibly one of the worst teams to ever grace the Premier League. Back to the drawing board, I'm afraid, lads. Chris Wood has made it 2-0 to Nottingham Forest. He's got a brace, and it's only taken him 17 minutes, as well as that Moises Caicedo has scored for Chelsea. 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. 2-0 to Manchester City. I said Foden will get a brace, and he's done it within 18 minutes. How many Premier League titles are they going to win before someone does something about it? So bloody boring. But Harvey Barnes has scored for Newcastle, and it's 1-0 at the G-Tech. But yeah, Phil Foden is class. I admit that he scores some screamers, but I do not like Man City. I just want somebody else to win it, man. We have the opening goal at Anfield. It's 1-0 to Liverpool. Wolves have got themselves a red card. Semedo's been sent off, and McAllister's taken advantage of the situation, as he's been doing all season. I honestly think he should be in discussion as Liverpool's best player this year. Yeah, I think Liverpool will cruise today for the 3 points. I don't see them having any problems. And as we speak, Jacob Murphy's made it 2-0 for Newcastle. I was hoping Brentford could get a result, but they've not been as good since their offside goal got cancelled. And Manchester United are finishing 8th. Only 2 minutes later, and Alexander Isak has made it 3-0 to Newcastle. We are definitely finishing 8th. Also, Mateta has scored a second goal for Crystal Palace, and Crystal Palace seem to be doing very well against Villa, surprisingly. Crystal Palace have been brilliant under Glasner. Fair play. I am in shock at the Emirates. Everton have made it 1-0. Arsenal, what is going on? I still think they'll win. This is turning out to be a very interesting final day. Okay, Arsenal have equalised before half-time. It's 1-1. It's Tomiyasu, a rare goal scorer for them, but he's came in clutch when they needed him. So it's 1-1 at the Emirates. Also, Jarrell Kwanzaa has scored for Liverpool to make it 2-0. They've really taken advantage of Wolves getting a red card. And Traore has scored for Fulham, so they're 1-0 up against Luton. Well, Mohamed Kudus has scored for West Ham, and it's 2-1 at the Etihad. Very surprisingly, West Ham have got an away goal. Come on, West Ham. Well done, Mohamed Kudus. Oh my goodness, that was brilliant. Have a look at this, Grandma. Gymnastic.
That was really well done, wasn't it?
Beautiful goal.
Lovely.
Oh, gorgeous. Okay, so in the last couple minutes at Kenilworth Road, Carlton Morris scored a penalty for Luton, making it 1-1. But about 50 seconds later, Jimenez made it 2-1 for Fulham, so they immediately took the lead again. So far, I'm absolutely loving the drama. I wish my team would pick up. We need to switch on badly. But I'm liking the final day, and I really hope West Ham can pull off a miracle, but I shouldn't be getting my hopes up. It's Man City. It's 4 in a row, confirmed. Arsenal still need to be winning their game if we want them to win the league. But yeah, Man City are not going to drop points to West Ham. Come on. The second halves are kicking off, and the scoreline is 3-1 in 2 different places. Jarrell has got one back for Brentford, and Jimenez has scored for Fulham to break Luton Hearts, making it 3-1 at Kenilworth Road. As well as that is now 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea made it 2-1 with a Raheem Sterling strike, but Bournemouth have got one back pretty much a minute later. We've got a lot of cracking games going on today, except for the one that my club's involved in. That's still boring with no goals. Okay, so Luton could be on for the comeback here. They've made it 3-2. They've got plenty of minutes to make it 4-3, or at least 3-3. And Crystal Palace are just working a masterclass. They are ripping Aston Villa to shreds right now. 3-0 at Selhurst Park. Villa, now you know how it feels. But yeah, Crystal Palace are just having the dream final day. So Pedro Porro's made it 2-0 to Spurs against Sheffield United. If the scoreline stays like this, then Chelsea Chelsea aren't going to be getting Europa League no matter if they win their game or not, and they'll have to settle for the Conference League. And Rodri has probably just won the league for Man City, making that game 3-1, 4 in a row complete. It just gets worse and worse for Luton fans. They've been relegated and now they're 4-2 down against Fulham at home on the final day. Wilson scored for Fulham and Kulusevski has scored again for Tottenham, completing his brace. That's the 5th player to get a brace today. And Brentford have just got a second goal. It's 3-2 now at the G-Tech. Could they be on for the helpful to us but seemingly impossible comeback from 3-0 down to 3-3? And whoa! Yes! Yes! Get in! Diogo Dalot's made it 1-0. Oh my god, so much is happening. This is perfect. Come on, Brentford. Come on, United. Come on, Dalot. Honestly, all I care about right now is Man United and holding on to this lead until the 90 minutes is over. But I must just quickly point out Crystal Palace's brilliance. They are ripping Aston Villa apart. 5-0. 5-0 up. Mateta, he scored a hat-trick and he's also got an assist for one of the other goals. Incredible performance by him. Amazing from Crystal Palace. Jesus, but all I care about is United. City have already won the league. Fuck them. I just want to win. Newcastle have made it 4-2. I'm now very scared about the United match, but just hoping for Eriksen into Rasmus. Rasmus! Yes! Gets in! 2-0. Come on, Rasmus. Oh my god, that should be the victory sealed. Thank God for that. I don't know how we managed to beat Brighton away. We've not done it yet. I shouldn't get my hopes up. United can bottle anything, but I didn't expect us to be 2-0 up. Thank God for that. Rasmus, one of my favourite players this season, one of the best United players, the best United goal scorer this season. That's his 16th of the campaign. We should be winning on the final day. City have won the league, but at least we're winning our game too. Get in, Rasmus Højlund. But Arsenal have just scored late goal to make it 2-1 against Everton. It's Kai Havertz who gets the winner for Arsenal in the last few minutes. Waka waka, 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. Oh, dearie me, Chelsea. Imagine swapping Kai Havertz for Nicholas Jackson. Fair play to Havertz, he's been on great form and he's saved Arsenal once again this season. Most of the games are finishing up now. I'm just hoping United can secure these 3 points because we'll have a much better chance of going into the FA Cup final off the back of winning 2 games in a row, those being Newcastle that we've already won and Brighton that we're looking to win right now. Then again, Man City are currently looking at getting their 8th win in a row, so maybe that's irrelevant. Honestly, I'm just waiting for this full-time whistle, and there it is! Get in! Finally, another win. It's a shame that we've turned on better football when it doesn't matter anymore, but Diogo Dalot and Rasmus saving us with 2 late goals at the end. And finally, after 5 games not being able to beat Brighton, we've actually managed to do it. I didn't expect an away win today, but honestly, I knew Man City were winning the league. It's full time now. I don't want to go into that because I'm trying to stay positive, because United do not often win a match, and I'm very happy that we have done. Palace were absolutely amazing today, 5-0 against Villa, who are significantly higher than them in the league. And it's Palace's first top 10, top half finish in the table in a very long time, so fair play to them. Crystal Palace have just been amazing towards the end of this season. Newcastle beat Brentford 4-2 in the end, meaning even though that we got the job done away at the Amex, it doesn't count for anything. We're still finishing 8th. All it counts for is the fact that this is now not our worst season ever in terms of points, because that's what it would have been if we got a draw or a loss. But honestly, I'm just happy that we've got the win. As I say, we needed the momentum off the Newcastle and Brighton games, which we've got now going into the final, and I just wanted to end the season positively anyway, because it's been anything but positive for the entire thing so far. I'll take it for the final day. It's been action-packed, and now it's time to look back through my score predictions and see how many points I got. To kick us off, it's Arsenal versus Everton at the Emirates Stadium. I don't think Arsenal are going to have any problems here, but it won't be enough to win the league. I think Arsenal get the job done 2-0. Arsenal did win, but it wasn't 2-0, it was 2-1. I get 1 point for that game. Then there's Man City versus West Ham. Obviously, Man City are not going to drop points at home to West Ham. Man City are going to win this 4-1. No problems at all. Foden brace. Foden did get that brace. In fact, he got it within the first 20 minutes. Man City didn't win 4-1, but they did win 3-1. Once again, I've got 1 point from this game. Burnley versus Nottingham Forest. This is just a match of pride, really. Burnley won, Forest won. I was close here, but wrong. It finished Burnley 1, Forest 2. I get no points from that. Chelsea versus Bournemouth at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 3, Bournemouth 1. Chelsea did go on to win their game, but it was 2-1, not 3-1, so I get 1 point from that game. Next up, it's Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. I could really see this going either way, but I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. No, Crystal Palace ended up demolishing Villa 5-0. No points. Liverpool versus Wolves. It's Klopp's last game, so I think they're going to win 4-2. Well, they didn't win 4-2, but they did win 2-0, and I've got 1 point from this. Next up, Brighton play Manchester United. I'm going to say 1-1 draw, but let's hope we can get there. We actually did get there, surprisingly. I didn't get any points from this game, but we got 3 points in the league, so who cares? Tottenham versus Sheffield United. Surely Tottenham win here. I'm going to say 3-1, Heung-min Son brace. Not a bad prediction. It was actually 3-0. I get 1 point. Luton versus Fulham. I actually think Luton win 2-1. Not quite. Fulham beat Luton 4-2. I get no points from this. And finally, Brentford versus Newcastle. I'm just hoping for the best here. I'm going to say 2-2. Nope. Newcastle won 4-2, leaving me with no points from that game. And a grand total of 5 points overall, though I missed out on 13, so it could have been much better. All in all, a great final day in the Premier League and a great final day for United. Now it's just about the FA Cup final. Come on, lads.